Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? We have another deck guide for you guys today. We're going to be doing a little small ball Athena, Agent Venom, Surge, Sage, Havoc package. And this deck feels absolutely incredible, making use of the brand new Series 5 card Surge, as well as just having a bunch of other different outs. Like, this deck was already doing well last season, and it feels even more incredible, I feel, this season, having some form of energy cheat and just ways to get extra forms of power. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in case you guys did not know, Athena is a card that works in a very specific way. You have to play 2 cards specifically each turn for Athena to get +3 power herself, and this can really scale a lot into this list because we are using a lot of just smaller cards to be able to get value for this card and to be able to kind of just alter the flow of kind of what we're doing. Our opponent more often than not assumes we're only playing 2 cards, so there's other instances where you get this card big enough, you don't play 2 cards, you play more excess cards. You also have Havoc, and Havoc's going to take away some of the energy you have, but gets +4 power at the end of each turn. So sometimes you end up tempoing out a Havoc on turn 4, and this turns into a 2/12. If you have Agent Venom as well, this of course gets 3 power originally, so then it goes to a potentially 2/15. Seems pretty good. With Bast, you also have that to happen. So you have a couple just different little small lines of power that are 2-cost cards that can really start the ball rolling and scale vertically, and your opponent really has to kind of gauge which lanes they want to fight in. And then also, if they're worried about that, you then, of course, have Sage. Sage then comes down and also gives you a lot of power on the potential final turn, or maybe even a little bit earlier, just depending on what you're playing. But the value you can get with some of these cards in this list is crazy, as you guys will see in some of the gameplay as well. But let me show you guys what the deck is. So this is the deck right here. It was in Glazer's Snap Judgments video for some of the best decks for Surge at the moment, something he found on Untapped, and I kind of just yoinked it from over there, and this deck feels absolutely incredible. Glazer did note, and I think what's really good here is that Athena and Agent Venom are definitely some of the necessities here, as well as potentially Nico being a necessity as well. Some of the other cards are going to be a bit more flexible, whether it is going to be a Sage for a Wolfsbane. You could also have like some Sam Wilson to be able to just have some extra 2s on the board, potentially instead of Havoc, that can kind of scale. Not exactly the same, because Havoc's going to be able to scale so really well. But I do believe Havoc is actually... Havoc? I think it should be Series 3 now. Havoc is Series 3. So if you don't have Havoc in Series 3 or don't like to play Havoc, you could do Sam Wilson as well. I was just on the spot kind of thinking that there. Cassandra Nova, you could do a different 3-cost, maybe like a Red Guardian, and do some sort of tech there in that. So that's going to be some of the substitutions there. But let me break down why there's each card in this list individually. Starting on first and foremost, we do have the Hood, which is something you're kind of going to be keeping in your hand until you can either Bast this, destroy it with Nico, or hit it with Agent Venom. So you're doing that because you do not have any other way to negate the -3 power on the board. So that is why you're keeping it into your hand until you have those sort of enablers. And if it does get to that 1/3, like we were talking about in yesterday's video as well, this is a 6 power buff pretty much for your Hood as well. And then you also get the Demon to be able to play later. What's really good about this is this being 1 cost, so this Demon being 1 cost, is it does allow you to have 2 cards more often than not to be able to play, to be able to buff your Athena, to get your Athena to +3. The next card we do have is going to be Bast. So the way you play Bast in this list, if you have Agent Venom in your hand, you do not play Bast on turn 1. You play Agent Venom on turn 2, and you can save Bast to be able to hit the other cards that did not get any value from your Agent Venom then and there in order to be able to hit some of those cards, especially if you have Athena. This allows you to have another card to play for Athena, or a potential destroy for Nico as well. So more often than not, I'm using Bast, not necessarily on turn 1 unless I don't have Agent Venom in my hands. But this card itself is really great, like I said, for the Hood, for your Athena, for your Sage, for your Havoc, for even your Nico. Nico getting that +1 is good. For your Kitty Pryde to get the +2 in that sense too. Like, there's definitely a lot of different ways that this just adds a lot of value. If this also gets hit by your Agent Venom, or even hit by like a Surge itself, getting that extra power, this being 0 cost from Surge, or a 1/3 that gives your card 3 power, is really great for Bast as well. So this card feels great in this list. You have Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde is another good just 1-cost card you can play every single turn to be able to buff your Athena, because you're trying to get Athena to get that +3 from playing 2 cards every turn, and having Kitty Pryde really helps you get that enabling down. Surge, of course, makes this a 0 cost, so it's a 0 cost 1-drop that you can play. every single turn as well. Next, we do have Nico. Nico, of course, has the extra spells, whether it is ×2, adding 2 power to a card, adding a copy of a card, which is one of my personal favorites, especially with all the different stuff you have in this list. Also, you can destroy a card and draw 2 cards, turn a card into a demon, and change locations, move a card to the right. So, like, there's a bunch of different spells. I believe it's actually 7 spells, if I can actually talk correctly, that Nico allows you to be able to get some really good value on itself. Then, of course, you have Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is great in this list if it's hit by an Agent Venom or hit by a Bast to give you those extra draws. Or if you're potentially losing a lane, Adam Warlock can proc at the end of the game, give you that extra 1 power, and sometimes lets you get over the top of certain lanes, which has actually happened to me quite a bit. But getting this hit by a Bast or getting this hit by an Agent Venom, so it starts off with 3 power, is really nice just to help you to continue to draw your cards. And if you're able to draw all these small, cheap cards, you're able to play most of them out, even if it's not to get the Athena value, which really helps you kind of just scale and like climb like really well against your opponents and add extra power onto the board, because these are like small scalers. That's really what it is. We are playing a small scalers style build. Next, of course, we have Havoc. Havoc, like I said, gets +4 at the end of each turn. Of course, he does take away 1 of your max energy. So whatever turn you play Havoc on is going to be the energy you have for the rest of the game. So just keep that in mind while you're playing Havoc. Next, of course, like we said, Athena, you have to play 2 cards in order for Athena to get her buff. There's a lot of instances where I did not play out 2 cards until the final turn, in the sense where I got Athena to 9 power on turn 4. On turn 5, I played more than just 2 cards, so my Athena didn't get above that 10 power or that 10 power threshold, because then she can't get hit by Shang-Chi. So I kept that in mind, so it's not my opponent can just remove Athena from the game just like that when I'm trying to get her to scale better later on in the game, which has been really beneficial as well. And then, of course, you do have Surge in this list. Surge, of course, gives the top card in your deck -1 cost and +1 power, which is really good to kind of help you get some of this enabling down, especially if you are going to play Havoc out a little bit early in order to be able to have just those extra cards cost a little bit less, so you can play them out with them being the full cost, so you can kind of do more of your combos. So like a 2-cost Sage and a 3-cost Juggernaut on your final turn. You're playing 2 3-cost cards out, but only spending 5 energy instead of 6, has been really helpful with Surge. Surge, I know, is a lot of people's favorite card right now, and she is very good. Very, very good. Next, you do have Agent Venom. Agent Venom sets the power of every single card in your deck to 3, which in the way we're playing this list, that hits every single card and gives them pretty much a benefit. The only cards that don't get a benefit are going to be literally would be Agent Venom getting hit by Bast, but like the only card that like doesn't get any benefit at all, like whatsoever, is going to be your Juggernaut. Your Juggernaut is already at 3 power, so kind of a downfall there, but like you don't really care because Juggernaut not losing power is just a good thing for you. So, but Agent Venom feels incredible. I love this card, especially right now in this list. It just helps you get that extra 3 power. 3 power just helps you really scale. And then, of course, you have Cassandra Nova. There's still a good bit of Thanos. There's still Arishin people are playing, so Cassandra Nova gets value. As well as if you do draw your Cassandra Nova late, if you've already hit it with a Bast or you've already hit it with an Agent Venom, having that extra 3 power kind of helps you for not playing that on turn 3, because on turn 3, she'd be a 3/6. But if you don't play her until like later in the game, let's say you play her on turn 6, you could potentially just play Cassandra Nova and she's still a 3/6 at that point because she already had 3 power. Of course, it depends on if your opponents have drawn cards or not. But Agent Venom and Bast kind of helps this feel less bad not being able to play Cassandra Nova on curve, which is really nice. Next, you do have Sage. You know, whenever cards in her location have different power, she gets +2, which feels really good. And this, especially, you're adding a lot of odd numbers to some of these cards too. Like Athena will always, or not always, but more often not have more than a 3 power. Same with something like a Havoc, or if you do not get, you know, your Bast curve or your Agent Venom curve for your Hood, Sage can kind of compensate for that and give you +2, so you only are down 1 power because of the Hood in that lane. So it's really cool to be able to have Sage there. It's kind of just another power heavy hitter to be able to play down later in the game. And then you have Juggernaut. Juggernaut is a really, really great piece in this list. A priority, Juggernaut, more often than not, is going to win you games because your opponents, a lot of them, especially if you're playing against Surfer, are also running Juggernaut. And if you have the priority, you can offset what they're trying to do on that turn and make them go into a different lane they do not want to be in. And if you move someone else's Juggernaut with priority, their Juggernaut does not hit your Juggernaut. So, like, this card is really good, especially for fighting for priority and saving lanes. So, especially if you're up a lane, or if you're only up by like a point or so, or maybe you're a point away but you have priority, moving your opponent's card off that lane more often than not is going to win that lane for you with Juggernaut. This card is just incredibly just good at the moment, especially, like I said, with priority. But that is going to be the gist of the deck we have over here. We're going to jump right into some gameplay from stream today, where we climbed incredibly well, and then I will show the stats on screen at the very end of the video, and I'll see you guys at the very end of the video as well. Load for Untapped. I don't know what's happening. Do not know what is happening. We have two of our main cards we wanted to get hit by Agent Venom in our hand. Chaos Pro, CP. Did I not call you CP? Nico. And then Moogle's also in chat, so I said, what's up, Moogle? Well, yeah, Dark Moogle also is in chat right now. So I said, what's up, Dark Moogle? All right, Sebastian Shaw. The Sebastian Shaw. Is this the play? Maybe. The games yesterday went 3-2, so honestly, pretty decent games, I would say. He was honestly, the first game was rough. But the second game we won. Milka had a game where he had 31 final hits and cooked. And then I would 37-3 as Hulk that game too, which was pretty solid. I don't like what we're doing here, guys. I don't really like... Yo, Owie's in the building. Yo, what's going on, Owie? How are you doing, bro? Welcome in. Welcome in, broski. Hopefully you had a great stream. The Master Chef himself. The Master Chef himself, bro. Red Guardian hits my Adam Warlock. You hate to see it. Wait, Psylocke? Yeah, Milka does just clear lobbies. So, is this just Jug Sage? Sage is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sage gets +8 here. She's got a 12. Surfer gives them 6 here. They got 24. I think we win. I think we just win. Well, he probably just took a minute to learn Adam. That's all it was, you know. This should just be a dub. Should just be a dub. Unless it is freaking... If it's Surfer Abs, man, I might be cooked. Oh, it's Brood. Surfer. Oh, we're good. We're totally good. And it's a casserole. Nice. I'm going to save this so we can potentially have Bast for something else, maybe. Yo! Hopefully you had some great time off, man. I really hope you had some great time away. I don't necessarily want to play the 50-50, so I'll do that. Surge. I wonder why did they take away Surge's animation, though? That is my question. Nico Destroy. Nico Destroy. I'm doing good, KJ. How are you doing, man? A whole stream of Tribunal? Jeez, Baby Jericho is doing fantastic as well. What's up, Trenton? How are you doing, bro beans? I don't really want the shield to get the extra power here, if I am being honest. You only have a brain for Tribunal? Only for Tribunal? That's so funny. You don't like the hands? You don't like the hands, that guy? Ooh, that's better. Mobius. Not the Mobius. This is actually not bad. Athena value, Havoc value. They can only play one more card there. I think this seems pretty good. Pretty good. There's the Sarah. I think this is Surfer. I lose to Killmonger. Killmonger cooks me. Do they have Killmonger, guys? Yay or nay? Does Killmonger exist? Does Killmonger exist? No, Killmonger doesn't exist ever. Killmonger does not exist. I'm saving Bast. Yeah, and with the Thanos stones. See, that's always saved Bast. Scorpion. I'm gonna get hit with a Red Guardian here now, which is kind of rough, but Bast is gonna help with that. The Mobius. Okay. This is actually pretty good for us. I know Sage gets hit. Removed District X. I thought District X does not exist anymore. I really thought District X is not a legit thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought District X was gone. That's true. Maybe it is part of new player experience. Maybe once you get to a certain point, it doesn't exist. Okay. So I'm just not playing. Oh, this is crazy. Do I ever play Jug here? No, I can't. Cast out. Surge. Wow, free Surge. Laufey. Lizard. Which means they have to have Luke Cage here, right? One, two, three, four. Potentially, well, maybe five. If I don't have Luke Cage here, we're kind of okay. Man thing. Whoa. Is that Luke middle? It is Luke middle. Oh, we tie. We do tie. Are you saying I won that game? Wait, did I actually win that game? Did I just like not read properly here? Wait. Oh, I didn't know I won. I genuinely, I had no idea. Oh, Hitmonkey's down already. That's so funny. That's actually very, very funny. I don't think you have to have Surge in this list either. By the way, we lose Athena. That's yikes. They lose Surge. Winnable still. We just don't play into the Athena line. We have Agent Venom. They're playing Bounce. Okay. Surge Bounce. Interesting. But I mean, like, I played the Darkhawk freaking Agent Venom deck way back when. Like, that was one of the first decks. Or that's the tournament deck I used for the Creators Tournament. You guys remember that? When I was in the Creators Tournament for Marvel Snap, we played the Darkhawk Agent Venom deck, and we made it to, whatchamacallit? We made it to day 2. We made it to day 2. It was freaking sick. Having a beast early is actually really, really good for us. Oh, I won by 10? Oh, well. Maybe I did go a little crazy there. So I'm juggernauting here already. Because I don't want them to get another beast. There's Hawkeye, Chavez, Rocket, Hitmonkey, and then Hood. Okay, so this is a snap, by the way. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or is it just this? No, I think it is this, that, and that. They get my Surge. And that's Adam Kitty. What do you like playing, Shelby? Like, what is your go-to? If they get Sage, by the way, Sage only gets 4 from here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Kitty comes back after Mindscape. And that's the other thing, too. People are loving Surge because it's a hot commodity. You can plug it into a lot more decks. And that's, like, when you think of a snap card and you want a snap card you can play a lot, it's a card that you can plug into a lot of decks. Consistent, less explosive, I like that idea. And I think that's a good point. Everyone's like, yo, you know, Sage, I can play everything. I can play everything, too. I mean, it's true. That is also true. Very, very true. Mobius. Good old Mobius, you say? Seems pretty decent. Let's do that. Well, do we play Hood out here or no? Captain Marvel. Oh, is that the iteration of negative you're playing right now, Chaos? That is also something good to note. That is also something really good to note. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not in Shang-Chi range, too, if I do this. That's in Shang-Chi range, though. Let me see. Play everything but Penny Parker, bro. Why are we even considering Penny Parker? Surge. That's true. She's very dynamic, but like, what we don't talk about enough. What we literally don't talk about enough, though. Okay, is to get the best value out of Surge, you do have to play every single card to be able to get the maximum value. Yes, I'm not saying you have to every single, like, to be able to get value from the card in general, you don't have to play the card the same exact turn. But to get the best value out of Surge, you have to play the card consistently to be able to ramp it out, to get the maximum value. Whereas the ceiling for Esme, of course, is more, did I get a good card with a 3-4? Did I get a bad card with a 3-4? I feel like you have better snap conditions with your Esme than you do for Surge, but you're also retrading more games when you Esme than you are with Surge. If that makes sense? That's like the Mr. Negative kind of line, too. We are going to do this, that, and that. Yeah, we'll do that. There's the Chi and Gwenpool. There we go. No, Surge is an incredible 2-drop, though. And I'm not, like, I'm saying Surge is a good card. Surge is a good card, for sure. For sure. It's just, we're all, like, I have this really cool thing that happens all the time, but it's like, I don't think every deck has to have Surge. I'll be playing Bast onto Vortex. Definitely will be playing Bast onto Vortex. Yeah, no, if you can chain Surge, like, 100%, like, it feels amazing, and it makes the card, like, in that situation, incredible. But when you don't chain her, that's when it's, like, the feels bad. That's pretty nice. Athena. And they get the Makari. Wow, that's a really cool interaction there. That is a really cool interaction. I don't have to play for here just yet. Galacta. I can do this, that, and that. Maybe I don't have it here. Because then I can go Juggernaut Sage. Is this a snap? turning off location is very nice. Just started tonight's video. Let's freaking go. I think this is the move. I turn this location off. They don't get the bonuses there. They go Carter, Sam. I get Surge. Let me think about this. If I jug left, they don't have extra energy. I can win this lane. And then I Demon Havoc. I'm at 27. Seems pretty good. Yo, what's going on, Collection King? How you doing, bro? Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. It is good to see you. Hopefully all is well. I had another Athena. Oh, because of Sacred Timeline. Start this off a little bit. There we go. Quicksilver. So he's playing Wiccan. The good Wiccan things. Oh, and we draw the Agent Venom. Whoa! I love this. I love this for us, bro. I'm going to go Cassandra Nova here. Let me see. Esme. Okay, so he's still playing the same stuff he's been playing. Does he play Wiccan here? I mean, we lose to Gore. A Gore. There's the Wiccan. And then I'm going to go Athena. Probably Athena Havoc. Let me do this, that. Anti-Venom, speed. I have a lot of power middle. I do draw the Juggernaut. Do draw the Juggernaut. Neither of these cards got hit by Esme. Neither of these cards did get hit by Esme. I can win left here. Kitty can win middle. Malekith, Sage, Speed, Surge. I need to hit Speed here to win. Or it depends. Hazmat. We tie? We won the 50-50? We got lucky with the 50-50? Did we win by one? We won by 1 point? Oh my goodness. If I had something else. That's not bad. Nico Destroy, on the other hand, though. I know we're not getting the Agent Venom value immediately there, but if we draw Bast, Bast kind of just cooks for us here. I do that. Okay, I'm best. What do they got? Cassandra Nova? I now go Cassandra Nova Bast. Galacta. Makari goes mid, which is good for us. I'm gonna go Adam, Kitty. Surge either gives me Jug or Thena. We get Surge. I think it is a Surge. Captain Carter, no. Okay, then we get Jug. Cool. We go Jug. Havoc. Kitty. Jug, Havoc, Kitty. I do lose to Killmonger if they're running Killmonger in this list. Let me see. Havoc is 7. Sage is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sage is 13. Sage is better. The priority Juggernaut, man. The priority Juggernaut. Let's lock in, bro. Atilian. Good old... Wait, actually, you get 1 draw out of this. They're playing the Affliction. Because the Affliction's just good. It's just good, man. Surge. Okay. We get Athena. Do we draw our Surge card? We do not draw the Surge card. We do draw Sage, though. Laufey. Get this. That card's gonna be pretty big. Pretty big. The thing is, like, I do like my hand here. Man-Thing Zabu. They play like Lizard. If I don't play anything left, Laufey goes up 2, but nothing else goes there. They Hazmat Luke Cage. Diamondback Hazmat. Diamondback Luke. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Myself a demon. Super flow. I don't know. Collector Snowguard. Oh, this is interesting. Very, very interesting. Ooh, and we get Tarn. Oh, what in the world are these locations, man? These locations are kind of crazy. I mean, they have Hawk, which helps a little bit, but these locations really stink. These locations really stink. You have 200k tokens, really? Huh. They snap the storm. Do they snap the storm? The thing is, I'm running low energy, so I'm playing Havoc out on 4 here, like we were talking about earlier, too. We are playing this out on 4. I mean, this gets me at least to 12 power on the right. Luke Cage. Zabu. So I win right. I can win right. Can win right. I beat Hazmat as well. I'm gonna play all their cards out here. Victoria hand stuff. I go up 4. All I need is for this not to get +4. As long as Collector doesn't get +4, we're okay. It's a really cool style deck they're playing, though. Yep. And then these are the stats from today's stream as well. All the gameplay you're seeing from stream today. This deck was absolutely incredible. We climbed really well. 67.7% win rate with an average cube rate of almost 1 cube. This is all post-infinite as well. This list felt absolutely incredible. And if you guys do enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Let me know down below. Are you guys a fan of more of the Agent Venom style list? Or what have you guys been playing Surgeon as well? But until next time, you guys have a good one. God bless, and Tucker out.